Hi Heba, how are you?
Hi Rajesh, I'm good. How is everyone at your place?
Yeah, everybody are great here, and so things are going well. And how about there? Is everything okay there?
Yeah, it's everything all right.
Beautiful. So I just thought like we should have a discussion about a topic so that it could be useful for our viewers. So if we generally speak on certain topics whenever we are free, maybe our viewers can they can view our videos, and for some of them it could be really useful. So I should thank you first of all for accepting to join me on the video. So my thanks to you. And
Session.
yeah,
I'm let's have a session with you.
yeah, thank you so much. And it's like I know that you have been doing a lot of things with relation to literature, and you are very active in what you're doing. So I thought like I can make use of your expertise also for a casual discussion. This is not going to be very formal. So we are here going to talk about a topic, and today we have discussed already to talk about reading and how it affects vocabulary. So no, we'll just start about that, and maybe whenever you have any questions, you can ask me, and if I feel that I have to ask you something, I will do the same. So shall we start, Iba? Today it's about reading and how it's going to impact vocabulary. Is that okay?
Yeah, definitely.
Great. So, Hiba, I think you have come across many students in your life, and you're working in a university, so you get a lot of opportunities to interact with faculty and with students. So, when it comes to reading, what I have observed from my end is that there are many, students who find it very difficult to communicate in English. Okay, so most of them are from second language background. So it's like they always feel very difficult and to communicate properly in English. So what do you think? They are. Where do you think that they are going wrong? And what do you think that they have to do?
Well, I would like to say, as exercise is to the body, reading is to the brain. So one must cultivate a habit of reading, be it reading a newspaper or an article or reading autobiographical work, fictional, non-fictional, any. Just one need to maintain a habit of reading. And reading is something like when one comes across reading, one will develop a sort of having a vision through reading itself. Because it's not that we will be visual, we will be like seeing a movie. It's totally different from watching something and reading something. So it's like you're using our brain and all our senses while reading. And as you're saying that few of our learners or our students normally face problem while speaking English. As we all know that English is not our mother tongue. It's a second language that we are given or we are blessed with due to what we say that as a being colonized, we are being gifted with a language named English. So it's not our mother tongue and it's a second language. We must accept that we won't be as fluent as Britishers. But we need to develop that level of confidence within us that, yeah, English being an international language, we have to acquire it, we have to learn it. And language and literature are two different things. So, like reading literature, one must have a passion and one must cultivate a habit in that. And while like speaking, one need to have a hold over it and one must develop a confidence like we have to speak and without even speaking into they mustn't fear that whatever they are uttering is wrong because no one is perfect. And for a beginner, it's really one need to develop a like cultivate a habit or they need to be conversant enough even with in any way that they creating any sort of grammatical mistakes. Yeah, it's normal. We are not angels that we won't be doing any sort of errors. Yeah, it's we must begin it. Yeah, that's my point of view, sir.
Okay, thank you, Heba. I totally agree with your point that students should, take every effort to, speak whenever they get opportunities, or they should create opportunities. Now, see, most of the, teachers, they don't fail to tell students to, you have to read, you have to practice a lot, you have to keep doing a lot of things to improve your knowledge. But then from the students end, if there are 60 students, hardly 10 or 15 students would take it as a serious thing and start doing things. And the rest of the 40 or 50, they don't literally engage in communication or reading or anything like that. What do you think that it's basically it prevents them from getting into it? Is it lack of interest, or is it like they don't take things seriously, or maybe because of age factor? How do you see that?
Yeah, like few of our friends or few of our students. Like many of the students belong to vernacular schools, and they consider that to be the main reason behind not knowing English. But I don't consider in that manner. The vernacular students are much more having command over grammars, and they do very well know the very grammatical patterns in a best possible way. But the very level of confidence or they fear, if they actually they have created a sort of inferiority complex within themselves when they come in contact or when they have an interaction with a person who is very fluently speaking in English. And I would rather say that it must be from within. They must have an intuition to learn English, because learning anything, be it English or be it reading or becoming an IAS officer, it's within ourselves of what we want to be. And as we all know that English is like an international language, it's a global language and it's marketable. Whenever we go for a job or for an interview, normally people prefer or give preference to a person who is much more communicative and interactive with the customers, and that too in English. So taking all these points or seeing the future perspective of a particular student where he will be landing to. So one needs to think much ahead, like where one wants to see himself or herself. And by taking that into consideration, one will definitely excel, because English is such an easy language. Like if you try to learn French, German is really very tough. But English, it's really very easy and anyone can learn. Just one need to have that willpower. That's it.
Okay, yeah. So I completely agree with your point. That, like when one wants to do something, it has to come from within. They need to have some self-interest, before they can listen to others. They need to have some kind of passion, okay, to drive them ahead and learn whatever skills they want to learn. So yes, and as teachers, what do you think that we can offer them? See, nowadays, I think most of the teachers, we offer opportunities for the students to, like communicate. You know, we give them the chance to speak, but many of them they don't do that, right? Except a few, they engage in communication. Even if you say a few students to come and participate in a discussion, a lot of people don't turn up, except a very few, because they would have spoken already. They would have some confidence, so they are coming forward. They are initiating, and at least looking at them, students should come forward, and they should make mistakes. I think we should encourage them to make mistakes, so that they'll learn from it slowly. So yeah, we'll talk about reading now. Like, what is your experience of reading, Eva? You can share it with us. Like, how did you start? Why did you start? Something like that.
Okay. As we are having in this pandemic situation, we are having ample of time with us. And reading is one of the best exercise that one can indulge in. Like even we are having different audiobooks available. If one is not having any interest of reading or turning through the pages of the text, one can just go through audiobooks, and that's the best way of getting the best pronunciation, getting the best way of what the lines are trying to say. So that was the best part that one can do. And like reading textbooks is in itself has a joy, or one totally lands up in the imaginary world by reading. And while when we read, it comes about different vocabularies or different way of expressing the particular experience that we normally have. And by reading, we can even cultivate the habit of writing even. And unless and until one writes or expresses one views or perception what he thinks, it won't be able to like do justice to what we think and what we express. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. That was a beautiful answer. And see, when it comes to reading, do you think that students have to go with or start with something easy and then move towards difficult books? Or is it like they should follow their passion? See, imagine if you take my case, I'm interested in reading classics. I don't read modern fictions. It's not that I'm against them, it's just that I don't read them because I don't find it as good as classical works. So I have a different taste. But similarly, every individual they have different preference and different taste when it comes to reading. So for beginners, what do you want to suggest? You have anything special thing to suggest them?
Yeah. For learners, I would like to say that first they need to cultivate interest or they need to build interest in reading. And for then the best option would be they must start with non-fiction, autobiographical textbook because that is much more in simpler way they try to express it. And as a beginner, they must start with a simpler text that is quite simple and lucid in its way of expression. And suddenly, when they will be having a habit of reading at least 50 to 20 pages daily, then they won't be like able to live without reading. So one needs to just make a habit of reading, and when one will cultivate this habit, then slowly or gradually, they need to just increase the quality or the level of the text material that they are reading. In that manner, they will be like gaining knowledge and even way of expressing things. Yeah.
Exactly. And like whenever I talk to students, Heba, they say that they don't have time to read. That's one reason that always they keep saying. And another reason is, sir, I don't have books. Maybe they can go and buy books. That's different story. But then even if they are not buying books, they can download books from, like a lot of websites and start reading. For that also they say a reason like, sir, I can't watch the screen and, I keep reading it. I'm uncomfortable watching the mobile, but then they would be very comfortable using it for Facebook or using it for WhatsApp, a limitless time. So engaging in reading, I used to tell them that you don't have to spend say 1 hour or 2 hours for reading on a smart phone. You can simply read for 10 minutes or 15 minutes. See, you keep browsing for other purpose for such a long time. They play games. Many of our students are addicted to playing games, and they play it for hours and hours. When they can do that, they can spend like 15 or 20 minutes for reading some stuff every day. So what do you think about that?
Uh, so like we need as we are teacher, so all the responsibility falls upon us that how we try to make it much more lucrative and attractive for the learners to like get interested in reading. And that's the best response. That's the much more effort and hard work lies on the teacher because they are going to shape the future generation or the youth who are in our hand, and we consider ourselves privileged enough to have the youth who will be like be the nation leader in the future. So it's upon us that how we try to shape their mind or their way of thinking. Yeah, they yes, as we all know, no one likes to read or likes to do hard work, but we need to make them realize that where the future lies because everyone craves for a better future. And and, and uh, one need to set one goals or one need to aspire high where they want to see themselves. We need to like have a conversation or counseling with them that what they want to be. Unless and until because many people or many learners try opt for English as some might haven't got any seat in economics or history or pol science, so they have opted for. While some might have opted for English as they want to learn communicative English, or some might be having interest to be a poet or a writer. And we all know that the great writers or the poets or the novelists that we come across, They were not generally the people of literature. Some were the army men, some were the sea war, or so they were having different occupation in their life, and still they had that passion of expressing their experiences with us through the art of writing. So I would like to say that there are different institutes which try to cultivate the habit of communicative English within the learners. Like like in Hyderabad too, we are having a West University that teaches English regarding the communicative English or the functional grammar that we take, that we generally speak of. So first of all, we need to start with the basic or the basic level. Like first of all, we need to have a good grasp over the functional English part, because each and every individual is different and need to be treated in a different manner. So this perspective must be kept in a purview, and attention must be given to students, like where their interest lies and how we can help them in their best capability.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's no great. The point that you have expressed is very important, because students should know like what they like first, and they should also be little futuristic. They should know like what they want to become, and train themselves through that way. So possibly when it comes to reading, I think as Zeba pointed out, it's not just for literature students. Reading is common for everybody from every field. I think like this point is very valid, and all of us should try to understand and make use of common subjects. Hiba, I think we can call no literature or philosophy, psychology, all of these subjects as very common to every industry, no? Because everybody needs to know about it. Because psychology again is it's very important. So when you want to speak to a person, or when you want to analyze your feelings or emotions, psychology comes in. So similarly, physiology, if you're very much interested in say fitness, body fitness, your physical health, everything, you have to know something about physiology. So no, I think like what you said is very true. I think our literature is meant for everybody, and all of them should realize that, especially people from technical side. They think technical education alone is like very important for them, because they are studying in a technical background. It's not that. Even engineers, even people belonging to other specialization, for them language is very important. So that's good. So Hiba, now we'll focus on see barriers to reading. We'll find out right what are the things that really disturbs our reading process. So I would first say you can also join me and tell me some things if you remember. So first thing I would say is like it should be interest. So basically reading starts with interest. If you don't have interest, you don't read it. As simple as that. So and I think like all of us should make sure that we take interest in reading, whether we like it or not. So it should be treated as mandatory, at least like say 15 minutes a day or 1 hour a day, time permits. We have to take some interest to start reading. That's one thing that I feel. Is there any other factor that is affecting reading, Hiba, apart from this?
Say that we mustn't read in a continuous chain. Like there must be a break. Like one can read for at least 45 minutes and then take a break, have a stroll, then recall what they have read, and like some of the points. Because reading is not something like reading only. We need to jot down some of the important points, highlight. Because real reading is something one needs to have recollected in our memory.
Yeah.
So one just underline, make some points. So that will be like active reading. Active reading and passive reading is also there.
Exactly.
One read and one read for like seeking knowledge. So these are the different ways in which one can read. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, that's really true. Like people should engage in an active form of reading. That is, some people they take books and keep, and they don't read, they sleep. and they use books for getting sleep. That's happening. I think we are not supposed to do that. When you take up a book, you have to, as Heba pointed out, you have to sit and you have to, analyze certain things. You have to mark, you have to highlight. So that becomes act of reading. Yes, another thing that no normally disturbs the reading process is distraction. It could be your mobile phone, or it could be anything like a game or something, or it could be a person also. Sometimes, people don't allow you to read properly. See, when it comes to reading, what I feel, Hiba, is it should be a very, something like, you have to do and nobody should disturb you. You should be in a separate environment where you have to just focus on reading and not do anything else. So your mobile phone can be a disturbance. See, you read and you get a message, you get a call, and ultimately you're distracted from the text and your focus goes somewhere else. And we might not know, the how the effect of the reading was. So basically, it needs to be a separate, a distraction-free environment if you want to enjoy the book or if you want to focus on vocabulary. So, is there anything like that you want to add, Eva?
Yeah, I would like to, when a person studies something, be an environment. It should be a like really like situation in a home even, like that, like which very much affects the process of reading. And reading is itself a verb, it's an action. So whatever we do, we must be focused in one particular task at a time. We needn't do a multitasker at that particular moment when we are reading something or studying something. Yeah, we can refer to dictionary for meaning and for pronunciation even. And as we know that while reading we comes across different new words and vocabularies. And the best way of remembering words, like we need to go the etymologically details or the root of the word, that makes it much more easier for us to remember how the word originated actually, and in that way we can even learn a lot. Normally that's the way of learning, because we need to know the very basic or even the morphological aspects too can help us in knowing the words, breaking it into different parts, and that will be really very helpful. Just one need to have a zeal for reading and knowing things. That's it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's all about in-depth reading. No, we engage ourselves into the origin of the words, the etymological things, and when you take up and read in such an in-depth manner, I think we can not only understand the author's perspective or the text, what the purpose of the text, we can also understand and improve our vocabulary. So I see, a lot of students, they keep reading, but then they don't tend to remember words. As you said, people don't take efforts to remember the vocabulary that they are reading, and I believe that it's because they are not using it. They read it and they forget it. They don't engage in real-time communication using the same vocabulary. So see, it's like we suggest you to, when you read something, we want you to note down the vocabulary. That's the new vocabulary that you are learning. Make a list of it and make sure that you are using those words in your day-to-day communication. Like, try to engage them in as Eva said, functional form. So make it functional. Don't keep it in your memory, and it's going to fade away very soon if you don't use them. So we suggest you to use those words whenever you can and however you can. So make sure that you continue to use them so that you don't forget. So I can give a number of examples for that. See, when we had a demonetization problem, we were using a lot of keywords like demonetization, and there were several other words which we were using. I don't remember right now, but then whenever something becomes trending, like for example, coronavirus. No, this is something new, and it has become a huge issue in the society, and in any part of the world, people know about it, and people have also learned vocabulary related to it. Say, you say lockdown, people know it. You say panicking, people know about it. You say, like isolation, people know about. You say, is there any other words you remember, Eva?
Quarantine.
Yeah, quarantine. Yeah, good. These words are have been in English since a long time, but then we don't use it normally, right? We don't use them, and because of this, this problem, we have started using these words. And you go and talk to anybody, say quarantine, say isolation, say lockdown, everybody knows about it. It's because it has become so popular. So I feel that sometimes when something goes into trending or becomes viral, it's an opportunity for us to learn some technical terms. We'll come across a lot of things. And in terms of technology, we always say artificial intelligence, we say automation, we say Internet of Things, and we say cloud computing, big data analytics, so many words which we are using. And we no Heba, myself, we don't belong to the technical side. We are from literature, and still we can understand these terms, and we use these terms when it comes to teaching, because we meet people who are from technical background, we talk to them, and we watch news, and we like read newspapers. Somewhere we are trying to learn about these technical terms, and we remember it. So this is the way that you can practically engage in to remember the words that you are learning from the books. So is there any other way related to it, Eva, like remembering
Yeah.
the vocabulary?
So I would like to say, when a person reads, it's not only the viewpoint of the author that they are taking into consideration. And the best part of the reading is that you are having that freedom that you can even look through the lens that you want to. What you perceive of that particular situation depends upon you, and that's the liberty that I would say every researcher can even offer. How he or she try to see that particular situation and how he tries to feel that liberty that particular individual has. And in that manner, our ideology, our mindset is totally framed in that particular situation, and we frame a society, a new society, or how we try to see the future. So it lies in the way how we think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. It's like you have to be able to analyze a textbook and then give your perspective to it. That is research, I believe. No, Eva, it's research. Yeah, you read something, you tend to learn something, and then you put your point across, to people. So you're trying to tell your perspective. So that should be the objective of every reading. Hiba, as students can engage in an activity like this. They can read a textbook, or they can read like they can watch a film, and they can after doing it, they can come up with a writing like a review.
Yeah.
So that would improve their writing also, no? So it's like, what did you understand from the text that you have read recently? So you write an essay on it. See, nobody sees us, nobody corrects it. That's a different story. But then you try to write and try to see whether you are able to remember something about the text, and how well you are able to express in writing. I think. Is there any other activities, Eva, like that?
Yeah, I would like to say one need to maintain a habit of reading at least one book in a week. And after that, at least I would like to say that we need to form a book club society, or like it would be having a group of few individuals, few people, and weekly we will be reading some of the textbooks, and after that we will be having a discussion on how we try to see the particular text in that particular manner. So it will be like quite very good interaction among the learners or the students that we are having, and a best discussion can be possible. So in that way there is an exchange of ideas and the way of thinking, and after that we can have a writing process, like ideas will be exchanged. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very brilliant idea. It's like starting our own book club would be as good as possible, because those who are interested can be part of it, and yeah, we will get. I mean, let you know, like if we are planning to do something like that, and we'll keep you posted on our channel, so you guys can also enroll yourself. And there is it's like it's going to be free of cost, so we don't charge anything. And whether it's going to be a reading club or a book club, whatever it is, we'll let you know if we are doing something like that. And Hiba, it's a very good thing that you suggested. And when it comes to reading, as I told you, we have to motivate them to read. I think they are losing a lot of motivation, and when they don't read, they become very less confident in expressing themselves. So the only way to overcome all these issues is to engage in a lot of reading, and then we suggest you to watch English, like movies or English series. The only thing is, no, people usually in research they say that the best way to learn a language is to be in an environment where it's spoken all the time. So the more you engage in such an environment or atmosphere, I think you can easily develop any language. So I think they have to do it. At least after watching a video, I think we should see them, dropping some comments on our video saying that, sir, we have started reading. We have started doing some things which you have suggested in the video. So you guys can feel very free to talk to us, and we both will be available on our channel to reply to your comments. You can put your questions to Heba also, and she would take time to answer them if there is anything. And if there is any common questions, I would be happy to answer you. So we'll do that. We want you to, kind of engage with us. See, we are doing something like this because we want to help everybody. We don't have restriction on any geographical location or anything. We are open to every country also, if possible. No, unless our channel becomes kind of popular, it takes time, but then we want to address the issues of every student from every community or country, and that's what we are trying to do here. And like people like Heba, they are spending their time for us to because they are interested. One thing is they are interested, they want to help, they want to be part of this, and they are ready to share their expertise with all of us. So I think we all should make use of it, right? So I'm learning a lot of things from people like Heba. So they teach me a lot sometimes, and they suggest me a lot, and many things she has suggested me in the process of this channel, and with many other aspects. And she has been a very good support to me in my journal also. So it's like, yeah, there are people like that which I can try to introduce them to you. And the only thing that we require from your side is we want you to continuously engage in communication with us and watch our videos, and like be with us, so that we are trying to help you and you guys are trying to help us as well. So yeah, Hiba, is there anything like that we have to talk about reading? We spoke about barriers. Yeah, lack of interest is one thing, and then distraction free environment should be there. Is there anything else that really disturbs reading apart from this?
Only I would like to say, last as we being a teacher, normally we are making every effort to be a student in with you people, because I never try to feel sort of any sort of like a barrier there is between a teacher and the students. We are always trying to be more interactive with our learners so that they feel comfortable at home, and to feel free to have any problem that they're having. And we even try to make the topic much more very simpler and easier. And we need to just begin from the basic or the root level. Like we are talking on a subject of budget. It's not that we are talking about the financial budget that is a broad term. We can start with like we try to manage our budget for a monthly that we get. So in that simpler way we can start, and only thing that we want to do is we want you people to speak well. We want you people to be much more interactive and excel in your life. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, that's really very motivating, Hiba. I think like all of us should come out of our inhibitions, and like you have to come forward to uh, contribute whatever you can. See, be it right or wrong, be it that you make mistakes, so what? It's not an issue at all. You can definitely like engage in communication, take up some books, start reading. Don't worry about whether you're understanding something or not. As you read like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 books, you're going to understand everything. So it would take some time. So allow that time to work. Okay, so that's one thing that I want to suggest you. And apart from this, it's like whenever we tend to think about say reading and choosing books to read, I would suggest you to go with something which you really like. For example, if you are very much interested in reading poems, then choose poems. Poems are quite difficult because there are a lot of hidden things which you have to uncover and to understand, and background information, the biography of the author, the writer, everything is required, and what has happened in his life. That again contributes a lot, in terms of writing a poem or reading a poem. So it takes a little time to, to understand these things. So basically, people who are interested in poems, they can choose poems to read or to write. And those who are interested in novels, they can go with novels or fictions, right? And if you're a person who's interested in, say, reading business, business books, you wanted to do business. Then, if you want to read books like the books on leadership, books on motivation, you can choose that. And some of us are very much interested in learning about history, so they can go with history. And a few others would love to read biographies or autobiographies. They can like they love reading about people and how their life was. So you guys can go for such a genre. So basically, when it comes to reading, what I'm suggesting is choose something which really interests you, right? So because you will continue it for some time. If you're not interested, you're going to drop it somewhere. So better go with something which you really like, and so that you will continue for some time. And then it doesn't mean that you have to stick only to what you like. You should also have some knowledge about the other areas as well. So if you have done enough of reading in your likeness, then go for something else. I think we can recommend some change in the reading. No, Hiba, it's like they can take up some other books, or it could be technical, non-technical, any work they could start reading. So you have any suggestions regarding this, Hiba? Choosing a
Yeah.
genre?
So if they want to read, then I would like to say that if you people are having problem reading, then they can start with an audiobook. There are innumerable apps like LibriVox recording or Doodles, and you will be getting ample of books, genres, and out of that you can even make it much more easier for you to make a selection, whether it be world literature, historical literature, autobiographical literature. Every options are available just at a click of your fingertips. So, and the audiobooks regarding how your subconscious mind works, and the way they read, the very effect that they have on your mind or the psyche, that's the best part of the audiobooks. And after reading few of the audiobooks, automatically it will, first of all, you will know the way of reading, you will be developing the habit of reading, and then and ultimately you will read. So yeah, that's where you can start.
Yeah, yeah. So I completely agree with what Hiba says. Audiobooks are another way to enjoy reading, because you are like more often you have to listen, and then it's like most of us can do it without any effort. So you just have to focus on what is being said. That's and a lot of audiobooks are available online, so you can download and start reading it. And when you were talking about audiobooks, Hiba, it's like I get to remember this thing. It's like, no, there are a lot of podcasts also which we can listen. And I've seen a lot of podcasts related to English. It's like people, even BBC, it has its own podcast channel like that. There are several podcasts which are available free of cost, and there are Android apps. They can also, you can also engage in the different kinds of podcasts. And for your information, it's like podcasts are being telecasted in every field. It's like you want history, you have podcasts. You want to listen to something from philosophy, you have podcasts. So there are a number of, you just have to go to Google Play. If you are using an Android mobile, you just go there and just download some podcast app, and you see tons of audios are being and some podcasts are live. You can even interact with those people on a live podcast. So that is also available. So you see, like there are so many things that we can do when it comes to reading, and I think we all have to do our best in terms of reading. And as I told you, it's like we are always there. And you have any doubts, you express it to us in the comments, and we will definitely respond to your doubt at any time. Okay, so just one thing that I want you to assure: we are not just making a video for the sake of making. Please understand that we are really interested in helping you all, and it's not about us. It's just about you. That's the purpose why we have created this video, and we'll be creating many more such videos. And we have myself and Heba, and even with others, we have planned to conduct some video sessions like this on different topics. So today it was about vocabulary, and we have spoken about a few things, that are very important if you want to improve your vocabulary, and reading is one such thing. And Hiba, you want to say anything about like finally about the vocabulary before we could end the session?
Finally, say that it's that we are putting such a lot of effort in this pandemic situation. Even we're trying to make it much more reachable to you people, and giving a voice to the topic that is much more relevant in today's situation. So always try to, whenever you will be trying to do something, there will be a way out. If there is a problem, for that solution is already there. Just we need to look for the solution without having any problem. Okay? So that's the point that I would like to say. And thanks a lot, Rajesh, for arranging such a beautiful session. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for joining with us for today. And guys, know some of you would be asking, sir, I wanted to read, but then I have no idea like what to start, where to start. So for you guys, you can put that in the comment section. So you can ask us for some textbooks, and we would be very happy to name them on the comment section. Like we can give the names of the books which you can start reading. Before that, we would like to know about what are the fields that you're interested in reading about. See, and we would help you with some good books. No, so don't worry about the names of the books or the names of the authors. Heba is there to help you out because she reads a lot. I know about that, and yeah, I do read sometimes. But then it's like even I can suggest you some books. So we'll be happy to suggest you certain books. And I hope you all have enjoyed this video. And you have any questions about this, you can you can express it to us. And you want us to talk about any specific topics, you can also share with us the names of the topics that you want us to be addressed. So we'll do that for you. So on behalf of this channel, I would like to thank Heba for spending time with us, and for coming up to help you all with a valuable inputs. So I thank you so much, Heba, for joining us, and I hope all of you have enjoyed this video. And please be with us, support us, and try to keep us going. Thank you so much for joining today. Bye. Bye.